Hi, welcome back to the Going For It Sim Studio. I'm Jeremy, and today in Bend, Oregon, it's very smoky and it's really hot, and I could not be more excited to be here inside my sim playing golf instead of outside. Throughout my challenge, I've had the opportunity to play on a couple different hitting strips, and today I'm going to tell you all about that. Hitting strips are a vital piece of equipment to your indoor golf simulator setup, whether you're an avid indoor player or just a casual indoor player. The reason being is that they all feel completely different. They provide different feedback into your hands and your body, and some of them will really punish you for those fat shots. Now, if you're playing a lot, there's a couple things you really need to be aware of. If you don't have a forgiving hitting strip and you're hitting ball after ball after ball, and you're not a professional getting those nice, clean, pure shots every time, it's really gonna take an effect on your body, particularly your wrists, your shoulders, and your elbows. For me, that actually took a really long time. And for a long time, I didn't believe that all that hype I was hearing about the tendonitis you would get from hitting off of mats actually existed. About 3 months in, maybe 3.5, it really hit me hard. And it's now I have tendonitis in the outside of my elbow, which is considered tennis elbow, of my lead arm, and I have not been able to get rid of it. So basically I take my arm to play now because I do have to continue this challenge, and I cannot take the 6 to 8 weeks off to completely heal that tendon. Could that have been avoided earlier? Absolutely. And we'll talk about that in the second hitting strip that we're going to talk about. So the first hitting strip is the Extra Carl's golf mat insert. If you have a Hot Shot Carl's mat, this is going to be a direct replacement for that, and it's the one that you already have. If you have a mat that is not a Carl's Hot Shot mat and your spot is worn out where you're hitting, you can actually cut a hole and you could cut this one up and place it inside. It's a great mat for around $35, and it provides you with a full end-to-end hitting strip. You can place tees directly in it, and it comes with a tee system that comes up from the bottom. This is what it looks like when it's pulled out, and you can see I've got a tee in there. And it also comes with these guys, and they just fit up in the middle, and you can take it and you could tee up on the inside like this. Now what I found is when I put tees into this little rubber guy, they would snap constantly, and I was going through tees at a crazy speed. If I take them and I would put them directly into the grass, it was actually a height that worked for me, and it would hit them out and they would go flying, but I was not losing tees as often. The wood tees would last quite a few hits. These plastic tees, they last much, much longer. So if you just need something that you want to tee up in, you want to be able to hit a wedge off of or an iron, this is going to be everything you need. Now, when it comes to the real golf feel, it doesn't really have that grass feel when I went outside to compare it to. It was just a plain indoor feel, and it was fine. It was soft, it was forgiving for a long, long time. A lot of folks would come over. I never had any complaints of how it felt. The wear on it was fantastic. I mean, I probably went 4 months, 4.5 months of daily play before I needed to switch it around because I felt like I was getting a little bit of a cut in there. So then when I did end up with my tendonitis, I started looking around and I remembered that Carl's Place has a Divot hitting strip. Now, the nice thing about that is that I'll show you the underside of it, is that it actually does some give on there. So when you hit it, this bends down like that. And if you look on the bottom here, it's not just a solid piece of mat underneath. It's got these foam strips here that allow the club to hit and give you what would feel like a divot. When I did go outside and hit a divot for my first time, it felt just like this strip. I was really impressed. And when I came back to the studio and continued to hit, it felt the same. It wasn't quite as grabby, so you are getting away with a little bit. So if you really do kind of hit the turf, the fat shots don't necessarily hurt you, but you are able to hit a fat shot and still get under the ball to get it up in the air. If you get a nice clean strike, it feels fantastic, and the audible feedback you get is even better. You can hear the ball than the mat. So if you're really working on your iron shots and you need to hit that ball first, you're gonna get an audible bit of feedback. That's something that I have found to be very, very valuable. Now, the downside to the divot hitting strip is you cannot get a tee in it. There's nothing for it to go onto. So you could probably use the indoor tees that kind of look like upside down cups, and those can go on there, and that's fine. But if you have, like for me, my mat, I can stick a tee in it on the other side because it's the same material that that first hitting strip we spoke about is. So I don't lose anything for me. In fact, the wall in my simulator for my driver is too close anyway. I'm about 3 inches short of hitting it if I hit it on the middle of my hitting strip. So I always move it out here anyway, and it has been totally fine. So that allows me to utilize this for my woods, my drivers, and my wedges. And then I'm still able to move my driver out here and hit. This strip doesn't fit in quite as nice. The other one is obviously seamless. It's just a cutout of the actual mat. This one, because of the bend and it's kind of sharp, it doesn't look the best. It looks a little unclean, but honestly, for the performance that I get out of it, I'm absolutely happy with it. When I first hit off of this strip, my ball flight changed quite dramatically. And I don't quite understand why the reasoning of that is. I'm sure some of you avid golfers understand that. But when I hit off of this, maybe because I did actually get more of a real grass style divot feel, the ball flight changed quite a bit. Instead of all of them going right, which could have been due to shaft flex, a lot of them went a lot more straight. And I felt like my iron shots were a little bit more pure when I had a good swing going. So for you looking for a strip now, whether it's your first strip or your second strip, kind of think of where you're at. You know, if you're going to go outside, if you're going to go into your sim every once in a while, the standard hitting strip that comes with your mat is going to be absolutely fine. I don't think you need to overthink it. If you're playing a lot and you're really trying to practice that swing, I would highly recommend getting a divot strip, even as a second one. They're very easy to replace. I'm even going to go through a tip of how to get the strips back in real cleanly, because when I did install my hitting mat and strip, it was pretty difficult to really get it locked in. But if you have a divot hitting strip and your normal one, you're able to replace those as needed. So you can work on your irons, and yeah, it's a little bit more hassle, but you can take it off and you could pop in the normal one if you want to move to your driver. But if you have an injury, or if you're worried about an injury, absolutely get the divot strip and don't go to anything else. As far as like how the injury has progressed, I am slowly getting better and I'm able to play through it because I'm using this divot hitting strip. If I maintained my standard hitting strip, I don't think I would be there. In fact, it was just getting worse and worse. So do your research, really pick the one you want, and you're gonna be incredibly pleased. Keep in mind that the divot hitting strip is $100 more than the standard strip. The standard replacement strip comes in at $34, and the divot strip comes in at $134. It's an extra $100 that, in my opinion, is well worth it for every golfer out there. Please like, subscribe, and share my story. I am going to continue to try to break that 80 within a year. I'm excited for what's to come, and I can't wait to see you next time.